Hello, sexy souls. How are you all doing? Alrighty. Let's see here. Welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. We're gonna do coffee and tarot today, guys. Coffee and tarot, where we kind of leave it open to spirit. Yeah. So I will probably make a separate post because I know that some people are like, really like what to expect with some of the political changes that have happened or that will be happening. And I definitely get some downloads. I want to reiterate, nothing is really what it seems. And like when I'm questioning things, Spirit's like, wait, just wait. Like wait, like there's something more. And that's not to scare people, but I feel like it's like a surprise in the works. So yeah, I don't anyways, so we will talk about it on a separate video. But today is Coffee and Tarot. Coffee and Tarot is all about sitting down to have a conversation with spirit with no intentions, no parameters, no time limits, no questions. It's kind of like a no holds bar. Spirit gets to come to the table and talk about whatever they want to talk about, okay? So I generally say we are going to grab us a cup, settle in, and get ready for the conversation, okay? So get your hot toddies, get your lemon water, get your teas, your coffees, whatever it is that you want. Cozy up somewhere and let's set in and see if there's a message that resonates with you, okay? But on that note, just a friendly reminder that we all are the sovereign being over our own life, which means we get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of the messages might apply. So don't ever Cinderella shit to make it fit, okay? Fantastic. That's so good. I got my cacao in there. All right, I'm going to, okay. There is one thing that I have to reiterate, that they will not let me wait on. There's a message that I've been getting of a mass exodus. Now, in the light of political stuff, you know, you hear a lot of people, I'm moving out of this country. I'm going to move out of this, you know, and they are, while that very well may happen, okay, I'm not saying that there aren't people that will seek to go somewhere else. They are talking about a rearrangement within, and I know this to be true for where I live in the U.S. Something similar will be happening in other countries as well, but I am not privy to where or the dynamics, nor do I feel, I mean, they may at some point, but like, you know, basically what I'm trying to say is the mass exodus is more about a rearrangement of people to change the weight of certain things. And an example they gave me is, and I actually mentioned this, God, like over 6 months ago. Well, there's two things. That's the second one. So the thing I mentioned 6 months ago is about people moving where they feel safe in areas that are more like them. We have this thing in the United States called like blue dots in a red state, or like red dots in a blue state, meaning that the predominant number within a particular area may have a certain set of views and a lens at which they set up society through and government and things like that. And then of course, vice versa, right? And so you may be in the minority in that area. So a lot of people, because of developments, have already been, and that's something that we talked about before. I have been telling you all, I've had a lot of moving. There's a lot of environmental changes happening for a lot of people. And for those where you feel like I can't, you're going to be put into a tower moment where you have to, and it's almost like a good excuse to. And there's a rearranging that's happening, basically. So people like that I have been picking up on for quite some time, and I swear it has to come up like at least 2 to 3 times a week in readings where environmental changes are happening, moves, this, that, and the other. And so I am obviously honing in on a collective where that is necessary and that's being encouraged. So I know people are sometimes right now are currently moving to areas where they feel more comfortable because they're more accepted, they feel more protected, they feel safer in these areas, right? And then they're giving me, the newest one with the mass exodus is, and again, it's like, it's not about leaving per se, as it is a redistribution. And so, gosh, that very well may be, oh well, we're having to talk about it now. So they're showing me also like individuals moving to particular areas to offset. So like there's going to be an intentional movement that you're going to see. And I'm not saying that what is going to stay. Like this feels like it's happening, period. And there's certain areas where they're very diverse, and it's kind of like, we call them in the United States swing states, where there's a large population, they have a large influence on political things, but they never seem to be 100% one way or the other. And they are the ones that are considered up for grabs because you never know which way it's going to lean, and how the voters are going to turn out and things like that. I really do not try to make this political, but sometimes the spiritual finds its way into everything. And so I see movements to tip the scales in a particular direction, which feels very, part of me is like, gosh, it feels very segregative, whatever the term is, in a sense, but it seems like, oh, that's not bringing it out of balance, but it's to bring something more into balance. So just that you're aware, I do feel like there's going to be a major push within certain circles to move from current locations to others to tip the scales. And to remind you, like there's a saying, I don't know if is it in Eat, Pray, Love? Yes, Eat, Pray, Love, the movie. Y'all know I love that movie. And obviously it's in the book as well. Where he says sometimes to find balance in life, you have to get out of balance in love. And so sometimes to put things into balance, things will seemingly go out of balance is a message. But there is a big, I think that people are going to see a redistribution of individuals happening, which has already started, even to the extent of a lot of Californians are moving to the Nashville, Tennessee area. A lot of them are moving to Tennessee, and that is changing the dynamic of Tennessee, which tends to be a particular leaning. And it's like, there's this idea of, they just keep saying a redistribution. And so you're going to be seeing, statistically speaking, especially in the United States, but again, they're saying this is going to happen globally, where people are moving to redistribute, power is the way that they're playing it. So, there's something about in the physical movement of people and changing of locations that helps to redistribute power. Now, I can't fathom that is the only way that something like that's going to happen. And I think that that plays into larger scale scenarios and situations where it impacts money and where money is held and who holds the money and the power. Like, it's going to, but they're like, it's the one that I feel like people aren't paying attention to, which is why they're bringing it up. Because they're like, don't underestimate what this will do. The old ways of trying to take back power, to bring about change, it's shifting. That is changing. And we are looking to other ways and fashions and manners, one of self-preservation in such chaotic times, but also to redefine things, okay? And so there's something to that. I'm gonna cut this video off and let it be its standalone video. But just so that you're aware, this is one major thing that I am getting. And again, as far as like the political climate in the United States, when I'm looking to Spirit, it's as if they're being very mum. And they're kind of like, I keep getting the finger, like, just wait. Like, it's like, hold on. Just wait. And I get the sense of, I personally am like, whoa, you know, like, I am like, what the fuck? But energetically speaking, I am not at the point of internal panic, fear. I feel a lot of like trusting the process, and again, whatever you see right now does not necessarily mean it is the thing that we will continue to see. So there are just elements that have yet to present themselves, is what I feel like saying. And so we are taking past experience and projecting it into the future, but I feel like there are surprise elements that are going to come into play that the vast majority of people are not aware of. And so wait and watch, which I feel like that was there was also like, what, I don't know, there was a reading I did about observing and silence. Like, so I just want to say that, but I am going to close this out. And I'll restart. There'll be a different, Coffee and Tarot. I do apologize, but that had to come out. Like, there was more that I got, but that one was a very pertinent for the people that I read for, at least. Let's put it that way. And again, I read across multiple collectives, but again, there's a commonality between those collectives, and this may be one of them. So, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to restart our Coffee and Tarot.